Hey guys, welcome back. Thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Petra and I created this channel as a means of accessible social support. I have only been trained by experience and discipline, and I simply just talk about the things that have made my life better and also the people around me. So in today's video, I just wanted to unpack on this trend that's been going on YouTube. I don't dream of labor. And I think before I start, I would like to acknowledge the fact that I'm actually privileged. I'm privileged that I have a roof over my head, and I'm privileged that I can eat whatever I want, and I'm privileged that I'm actually employed, because a lot of people are not employed, and a lot of people from my country, of course, are not employed as well. I think I first saw it about 2 weeks ago. I've watched a lot of videos on it. Like, the algorithm has just been feeding me more and more and more. I wanted to talk about it the moment I saw it because it spoke to my heart. It spoke to me, but I was just scared because I was like, oh, I need to understand this a little bit better before I talk about it. So the trend started with YouTubers that realized, I think they had an epiphany, that labor or work is actually not going to take them anywhere. Most of them, when they were doing the trend with the message behind it that starting a YouTube channel is the solution to the whole labor thing and working 40 years of your life until retirement, and you just get to enjoy the last 10 years of your life. Also, like, giving your time to a company that can replace you in a second, just like that. Like, can you imagine? That's a lot.
Or better, start a YouTube channel. That's the point of this video.
Or a YouTube channel, and it's just not getting views. I hope this video can help you see that I struggle with it too, and we're in this together, B.
I feel like it did obviously trigger a lot of people, me inclusive, people that are in a working class, and obviously generations and generations have been doing this, and they've managed to raise their kids and give them an education. And also on the other side of the critiquing, who went ahead and just kind of critiqued the videos and told them starting a YouTube channel is not the biggest thing, and living off passive income is the same as having 100 people carry your bag for you in the back, which is, they also had this message of once they make a lot of money from their YouTube, they're going to actually give back to the communities. I watched a lot of videos of them, and obviously they're all talking about the system, the Western system. I actually got to learn a little bit of Western economics, and I didn't want to make this video coming from that perspective. I was thinking of the perspective I want to come from, because right now I am living abroad. I'm originally from Uganda and I was born there. I lived there for 22 years of my life until now. I have loved every single bit of it. I have loved seeing a lot of different perspectives and a lot of different realizations, and I've learned a lot. They're not as realistic as a means of a global thing, because they leave out the continent of Africa.
This time for Africa.
80, 90%, 95% of that continent is actually developing, and there's completely different way of living, circumstances, and how things are actually seen because of the actual reality and things that are happening there. I think I've seen only 2 on YouTube who have talked about this trend, but in a perspective of a realistic way. And the video that I liked mostly in this whole trend was by a channel, it's called Blue Moon Pal. I'll link it here, and I'll also link it to the description box. I think her perspective on this whole thing was just as a more realistic perspective of you starting from 5 when others started at 1. So it was just really educational. Hers was just really educational. From the highly educated millennials to obviously the working class, and to people who have jobs that are considered shitty jobs, which I don't think that is the case. And also from just a few who bring forward the actual realistic thing that's happening in the world. The thing that most of these YouTubers that are scared of is they don't dream of labor, they want to live off passive income because they don't want to be poor, or they want to be able to enjoy the fancy life of traveling. That's actually a very, very huge privilege, even just to have internet. In first world countries, internet is so abundant. I can literally just go to a public place and it has very good internet, strong speed, and it's free. But then in like developing countries, because I've grown from there and I know exactly how it is, internet is so scarce, it's so expensive, and you can have a phone, your phone is going to be like your computer, it's going to be your everything. But even that, you don't even have the data to actually do that. Like most of the days, it's just going to be there for you to just hear from someone. But then most of the days, you're not going to have internet, and you're going to learn to live off the internet, which is actually a really good thing, because I feel like living in a first world country has just brought me a lot of like anxiety. Even like doing this video, I was just like really anxious. I'm like, I don't think I'm that smart. A lot of people who have talked about this, their vocabulary is just so good. Like there's a lot of words that are just going behind like these videos, and you're just like, wow, I need to go back to school. I don't want to go back to school, but I need to like educate myself on these like complicated words. But yeah, I just sat down and I'm like, okay, even if I learned the complicated words, simplicity is always best. Anyway, I'm just going to go back to what I was trying to say. I feel like it's such a good trend, but I also feel like it should be rephrased. I don't believe that it should be destroyed, and I don't believe that it should be put forward the way it's being put forward. Doing YouTube now, I feel like it's something that I want to take on a career, and the reason is it's not necessarily passive income, although it's really nice that I have to get passive income, but also I still have to work. I still have to sit behind this camera and be extremely anxious that this video might actually reach 1,000 people who might obviously criticize me, criticize how I think, criticize the words I use, criticize. So that makes me really anxious to actually have this camera in front of me. It should be like, I don't dream of physical work. So with me, I was like a chef, and I was working long hours. I was standing up, I was dealing with a lot of pressure, like dealing with angry chefs, like very angry people who like when you're outside of the kitchen, they would talk nicely, they would seem kind, and you would see like they're really good people. Well, during service, it's like a whole other monster that you met. I don't dream of a 9 to 5. I don't dream of someone putting their demands on me all day. I don't dream of someone being up my ass just telling me I can't do this, I can't do this, I can't do this. Or I don't dream of actually being victim of unrealistic organizational policies that were written in the 90s or 80s. I don't dream of just simply going to a job or going to a traditional job or going to an office, because it's not all bad. I don't think capitalism is all bad, because there's a lot of people who actually really like their jobs and they don't want to do anything else. If everyone just lived off passive income, who's going to stock shelves in the supermarket, who's going to treat you in the hospital, who's going to cook for you in the hospital? It's just, you know, I do get it from a point of view when you have that idea and you get so excited with it, and then your brain is going to start showing you all of the things that prove that idea is it, and everything that was talked about. I'm not saying it's wrong, and like you're not gonna go back to YouTube to your video that has worked so well and like got you like a huge number of watch time and then delete it. You can't even edit it in the app, and even if you edit it, it's just going to look so like shady, like contradict yourself. Then a lot of people are not gonna trust you anymore. They're just gonna be like, you said this and now you're going back to say this because you folded on like a few opinions of other YouTubers or other people who came and critiqued you. I just feel like this is a really good trend, and I'm just like calling everyone out who can't to put yourself out there and just like bring out your perspective on this whole topic. And also in the comment sections, like you guys just kind of like tell me what you think about this whole trend. Do you think that it's a good one? And I believe like there should be a lot of like African people who put themselves out there as well and just comment on this trend, because I feel like this is the chance and this is the time for like a person who people from those developing countries, people who actually deal with starvation, if they didn't dream of labor, to come out and just put their perspective on this trend, it would be so lovely, because like there will be a lot more awareness and everyone kind of like acknowledge and realize their privilege. And also like being privileged is not such a bad thing if you're not hurting other people. I'm not saying it in the worst way possible. I'm saying it in the best way possible, and in the way that Paul described it. It could be like you have a roof over your head, it could be like you eat, it could be you're not going to starve. That's not what I mean. I just mean that it's not such a bad thing. And before even all these videos came, I thought privilege was just racial privilege. I thought that someone who was white, they were privileged, someone who's Australian, they were privileged. I just thought that was the whole thing. But after like this whole like trend thing, I realized that privilege is actually a whole different thing, and the society and everything that's been put out has been a different way. But like I believe there's been a lot more awareness and a lot more information in this trend. Thanks for staying here for my brain dump and unpacking. And please let me know in the comment what you think about this trend, and what you think about this trend, and what you've been able to learn as well. And obviously if you have something to put forward, please do comment down below and tell me. And yeah, see you in my next video. Bye.